How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Everybody, how y'all doing? What's going on?
Yo, family, what's going on? How y'all doing? Yo, family, what's up? What's up? How y'all doing? What's going on? Yo, what's going on, fam? How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Yo, what's going on? Oh shoot.
What's going on? David, how you doing, fam? How y'all doing? Oh, boy. What's going on?
Yo, fam, what's going on? Peace and love, y'all. How y'all doing?
What's good? What's good? Don said love. Kenny, how y'all doing? What y'all doing this evening? Once a few more people get in, we're gonna talk about it. Yo, family, what's going on? What's going on? How y'all doing?
How y'all doing tonight? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm waiting till a few more y'all get in. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about it. Yo, family, what's going on? Family, what's going on? Peace and love, y'all. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Okay. 30 more seconds. We're gonna talk. 30 more seconds. I'm gonna start. What's going on? How y'all doing? Peace and love, y'all.
What's going on? Y'all can hear me, right? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, y'all? Peace and love, y'all. What y'all doing tonight? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? What's going on? All right. We about to start right now. So I'm making this video because a few people have been coming to me a lot, right? They've been asking me questions about, certain processes that I be doing as far as like building credit. And they come to me and they say, bro, what's the best advice you got for credit? And I always tell them like, bro, you got to pick up real accounts. And they be like, how do you feel about self? And I say, the way we got to understand algorithm is that most of the time when creditors or banking institutions approve you for credit, they most of the time want you to have credit with a reliable source. And what I mean by having credit with a reliable source, meaning someone that they know have to approve you based off your credit, not just approve you just so they can get paid. So like when people look at Self, right? Self is a self credit app that reports payment on time, right? So whether you got good payment history, bad payment history, good credit or bad credit, they just report positive on your credit every month. Now, does that help your overall score? Yes. But does it help you get approved for real credit? No. Because remember, we are in the time of a recession where lenders are way more conservative. So that self is not getting off. We might go to somewhere else. Some people will say, how do you feel about Kickoff or Ava and everything like that? Once again, those are not real banks. Those are not real lending institutions. And so when banks look at that, it's not like they look at it like, oh, wow, you have an Ava account, you have a Kickoff account, you have a self account, you have good credit. Actually, they look at you more of a high risk borrower because they know that you don't have real credit. Real credit consists of taking on real debt. And I think most people look past that and most people be like, bro, how can I take on real debt? I got terrible credit and everything like that, right? So the good news is, right, for a lot of you guys who do consultations with me, who understand like my processes and everything like that, right? I just found a lady that I've been doing business with. Now she worked at Jeep Ram Auto Finance. I mean Jeep Ram dealership located in Katy, Texas, and she was telling me that so she a finance lady, right? So the finance office is when you get approved and you go to the back and you just sign the final documentation just to you know uh create that loan, like create the loan terms and everything like that. This is after you get approved. You're gonna talk to a finance agent. I mean a finance lady, right? So I was telling her, you got the power to get anybody approved. She said, yeah. She said, if you have like, a 480 credit score or better, you can get approved. And so I'm like, what type of credit? Now, of course, you can't get approved for a 80 or a $90,000 auto loan, but they do got options for um, people who want to borrow, like, auto loans. The loan might be for $10,000 and you might have to put $1,000 down, but you will still get that reporting. And these are like lower tier banks. These are banks that offer the highest interest rate, like 15%, 20% interest rate. Now, some people might look at it and say, why would I want a car for 15 to 20% interest rate? This is for you to build up your overall credit profile. Most of you guys don't have a good profile, and most people ask, like, dang, that's why I'm getting denied. Of course, you don't have real credit established. You get what I'm saying? And so when the banks look at you and they see your profile, you have nothing to offer, right? So you come to them, you apply for a loan, you got kickoff self, and you got all of them on your credit profile. And you when you walk in the bank and you're trying to get $1,000 credit card or you're trying to get a $5,000 credit card, you're not going to get it with that. So I'm glad I was able to find this lady who worked in finance because it was easier for me to like, look, I'm gonna navigate my students to come to her just so if y'all ever come to Texas or y'all ever come to Katy, you can sit down with her and she can get you approved directly. Now I know you can call her over the phone and you can do the paperwork over the phone, and of course you can get the car, whatever the case might be. Especially for my students who live in Texas, because I know I got a lot of students who live in Texas who follow my information, and it's good for you to build credit that way and just start yourself just to rebuild yourself. Remember, it is not always about money. Most people are trying to get money, but they are not trying to get the credentials. But you are not going to get the credentials, neither or money without even establishing something. You can't just want to jump from I want to borrow $1,000 now I want to borrow 150,000. That's not how it works. Remember, there's so many ways of really getting in the game of borrowing money and leveraging credit, but you got to start somewhere. I tell a lot of people that you got to start somewhere. Like you got to start somewhere. You can't always, want to start. Some people want to come in the game. They want to get 100. They want to get 200,000. They want to get 50,000. Unrealistic expectations, and they have nothing to offer. You just start off with that, and you go to the next step. You go to the next step. If anything, you would be better off getting a $10,000 vehicle, paying on it for 3 months, and take that same car back to that dealership and trade it in and get and straight up selling it, meaning you selling it to them and you might pay off the odds. Let's just say you got to pay off 3,000 or something like that. So you paying 3,000 to settle the loan. Now the whole loan paid off, and now you got a paid off vehicle on your credit, and then you try to go get something else. Maybe you're trying to get another vehicle. Maybe you're trying to shoot for a credit card. Then you get your credit up like that. Honestly speaking, with the right tools and the right strategy, you can build good credit in 2 years. Excellent credit, I'm talking about. With this economy, excellent credit in 2 years. Less than that, really don't take that long. The only thing that's gonna take long is the history. That's all we're waiting for is history. Because building credit ain't nothing. It's really the history that the banks look for. The history and the amount of debt that you've thrown. In order to borrow 100,000, you got to be able to have $100,000 to show on your credit report to even prove that you're even capable enough to even borrow 100,000. You get what I'm saying? So if you ain't even capable enough of borrowing 100,000, the bank's not gonna give it to you like that, and we got to be mindful of that. So my the finance lady I work with, she can get all of y'all approved. Now the dealership closed, I think, on Sundays, but Monday they should be open. And actually, if y'all hit me up, I can give y'all the contact information Monday. You can shoot her a call or something like that, and just tell her that you're interested into a bit vehicle. Now, for those who question with questionable credit, she can get you approved for anything. Let's just say if you got a 480 credit score, but remember, you are not getting the brand new cars. You're not getting the 70, the 80, the $90,000 cars. You're going to be getting the 20, the $10,000 cars to start you off to rebuild yourself back up. And now, this is a little bit off topic. Now, for those who building up a profile and they not using a social, they want to use the EIN process. You can, not with her, I'm not saying, but you will be better off building up your EIN and starting completely over. And you got to take the necessary steps. The same way, building credit, it don't matter which profile you use, whether you use a CPN number, whether you use an EIN number, whether you use a social security number, you still have to wait. You still have to build it. It don't build fast, especially if you're trying to build a quality profile, like a real profile, like a profile where you would be set for life. It takes time and it takes money. Remember, I spent so much money on building my credit profile, I damn near went broke trying to build up my profile. And what I mean by going broke, you take on unnecessary debts on your file sometimes to even give your file the cushion. So when you really build up your profile, you can go and shop and get whatever you want. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty when you can go into the dealership. Like I just went to the dealership 2 days ago. I just grabbed the Rubicon. The Rubicon is only 250 made. There's only 250 Rubicons made. They were selling it for 80, but I got it down to 72,000 because they was doing a dealer. They were doing a dealer thing. They took off amount of money so I wouldn't have to pay, right? And that vehicle looked good on my credit. I just got another Jeep on my credit. That's 64,000. The other one 70,000. I got an Audi on my credit. And I sold the Audi too. I sold that. I didn't give y'all the update. I didn't talk about it, but I sold the Audi. And also the Audi is 58,000 on my credit report. And I got a Mercedes on my credit report. I got 4 vehicles totaling up to $250,000. I got $250,000 worth of debt on my credit. Now close to $250,000, about 220, 230, right? But that's excellent because now when I put 6 months into paying everything off, it's gonna show a maturity. So now all of my loans has been matured. So if you have mature loans, let's just say all your loans have matured over 6 months, you enable yourself to get way more. Like now you pass the big leagues. Right now you can take off, but now you go past the big leagues, now you can get what you want. Yeah, now you can get what you want. Now you can really take off. Now you can put yourself in that position where now we can level up. Now we can put ourselves in that good grace because you have to take on debt. I don't know what people think the credit game is. I know I'm gonna tell y'all something. A lot of people online, like Google, they be saying stuff like, "You got an LLC, you got a 600 credit score, get $150,000." Do you think that's possible? No. And they tell people, "Oh, just structure your loan good." And no, that's not true. You're not getting 150,000, and you don't have $150,000 of debt you ever took on. The banks don't care. They're not giving it to you. They're not giving it to you. These banks stingy today. I'm not saying they don't want to give it to you. It's we have to understand requirements. We have to meet those requirements. And once you meet those requirements, you win. I see people working on a business idea for 20 years and nobody worked on their credit for not even a quarter of that. And you will get way further by building your credit than you will with a business idea any day because remember one thing you got to understand. I'm going to pass anybody if I use other people's money. Period. And that's what we got to look at it like. You using other people's money, you leveraging other people's money, and you have credit where you can get anything you want. Do you know that's one industry that people dominate in? This is how when you see people that doing this, right? I'm gonna give y'all a better idea. I'm gonna show y'all how raw credit is. Eliminate the stuff I teach as far as like the construction loans. I'm gonna simplify everything. You remember when a lot of people was purchasing properties like foreclosure homes, or some people buy old homes? Did you know you can get a construction loan, and this construction loan can have you can have the property when you buy it. You can have a contractor build out the property as far as like renovate it, and you can literally sell the same property. So let's just say if you buy a $50,000 property and you only putting 3.5% down of credit that you can put on your business credit card, and on top of that, you got a renovation loan with the property where you don't have to put anything down on the renovation, and they renovate the entire property for you. And now let's just say you paid 150 in total, and now this property after renovation is worth 250,000. You literally pocket $100,000 after the whole transaction, and you literally borrowed the money to even get the financing. So this is how I look at a lot of people who teach real estate, and I'm glad we're talking about real estate. You got people like Grant Cardone, you got people like all these real estate gurus. They trying to teach you to go at real estate where you communicating, you networking, you meeting people. But to sum everything up, if you had excellent credit and you was able to borrow 100,000, you can literally finance the entire amount of any property that you want to buy, rehab, and sell. So let's just say you found 20 houses that you want to rehab and sell. I mean, buy, rehab, and sell. You can buy all of the houses, and you can rehab it with the credit that you already have. You only pay pennies on the dollar in order to put for the down payment, and you rehab it, and you're not paying nothing up front for the rehab, and you selling the property, and you paying everything back off after the whole completion of the project, and you continue portfolio. So I don't see how people losing. I really don't see how people losing. I really don't see how people losing. I really don't see it. I truly don't. I just don't. I truly don't see how people losing. And that's what I think that a lot of realtors or real estate people who teach people on YouTube how to make money out of real estate, you teaching people how to network, but you're not teaching people how to borrow the money. Because if I borrow the money, you can cut out the middleman. You can cut out everything. You control the whole operation. If you able to borrow, remember, what I'm teaching you guys is if you are able to borrow money, you cut out the middleman in all scenarios. You cutting out the networking. You cutting out having to work so damn hard. You cutting out having to be intelligent. You cut out having to have a buyer agree with. You don't have to do none of that. Once you really have the credit, you don't have to do none of that. When you get a construction loan, you can get a whole house built yourself and get it sold. I just got approved for $500,000 bill, and I only got to put 3.5% down. 3.5% of 500,000 is how much? Ain't that 15,000? No, 15, $17,500 I have to put down. But if I take $100,000 line of credit through the business, and I can pull out $100,000, that 17.5 can go towards that, and I can be paying it down. I can be paying the monthly payments on that line of credit that I just borrowed. So let's just say that's $700 a month or $800 a month towards paying back that line of credit interest free. So once the house get built up, and let's just say the house is worth 680 out of the whole thing, I walk away with $180,000. Simple, but most people don't look at it like that. Most people don't understand it's best for you to be in control of the product. It's best for you to understand how it works in order for you to get ahead. You know, I look at leveraging credit almost like accounting, because when we look at the national debt, when we're looking at how much the United States owe other countries and everything like that, it's nothing but a system of accounting. Because this the whole thing about debt. It don't matter if it ain't paid back in full, as long as debt is maintained and it's being paid for on a month-to-month basis, you will always have that type of leverage. Then when you want to hop in real estate, then you want to get credit card, then you want to get business lines of credit, you can literally have your credit networking working to take off certain debt. You keep you keep certain debt, and you just keep it going in one rotation, and you'll never go broke again. Most people go at it as a consumer and they mess themselves up. When most people get their feet wet, when they start getting credit cards, the last thing you use is consumer credit cards. Those are the last thing I would use, because consumer credit cards, it hurts your credit for the most part, because when people use it, they always use over 10%. They never pay it back. and they don't borrow enough liquid cash. If it was up to me, I'm borrowing a lot of liquid cash. I don't care too much about just getting the credit. I don't care too much about just walking away with credit cards and everything like that. Give me the liquid cash so I can make money off of it without having to worry about hurting my utilization. Yeah, yes sir, yes sir. Anytime, fam. But yeah, personal credit cards kind of hurt you. I would say use business credit cards, business lines of credit. Credit cards are good to have on your profile, but credit cards not that good to use. It's not that good to use credit cards. I know a lot of people use it, and that's when people get off their feet. Some people get a $25,000 credit card. They have a $30,000 credit card. Don't use that. Use that just to leverage, because you can take that and what you have on your personal profile. You can get you 10 LLCs. You can borrow from each LLC. So if you got a bank, you can go get a bank account at Wells Fargo, Chase, here, all of these banks, and get a line of credit for each one of the corporation or LLCs. Each one probably bring in $1 million. Whatever you bring in, that's a total of 10 inquiries. So if you get 10 inquiries and you get 10 different credit accounts and loans and everything like that established, you win. Yeah, so what I'm saying is you want to be in control of that product. At all times, you want to be in control of that product. And also, the credit builders account, that's over with. You're gonna need that real deal. That's why I'm making sure that I'm gonna connect you guys with the finance lady that I personally know, and she can help y'all get approved for a loan. Most of y'all really need real credit. Now, if y'all don't want it, y'all don't care about credit, okay, that's y'all, that's cool. But for those who want to learn about credit and how to leverage, because my position is I'm teaching you how to leverage credit. It has nothing to do with just getting credit because scores don't matter. Profiles matter, but what factors do they look at? What do they want on there? And that's what we get to the meat and the bones. And remember, I want you guys who started to understand that this, if you have limited cash, this is going to be a long ride. Not that long, maybe a year, maybe two, but you still got to start from where you at because you might not have enough capital to get those big loans, those $100,000 mortgages, or a $500,000 mortgages, or those $100,000 vehicles. If you don't have that to start with, you might got to start with that $10,000 car. You might got to start with some small, and then when you work your way up, now you get more accounts. Now you get more history. Now you get more credit cards. Now you getting in the game, and you start understanding how this works. I understand that it's hard now. You hopped into the listen. 2024 is the hardest credit market. Don't let anybody lie to y'all. This is the hardest credit market. This year right here is the hardest year to get approved. This is the hardest year to get lines of credit. This is the hardest year because this is one of the years that America has went to the biggest decline, and inflation is kicking everybody ass. I'm talking about this, right? Everybody in 2024 went broke. Everybody. Everybody in 2024 went broke. Now I ain't went broke, but it's a lot of people that did. I'm gonna tell you why. Um, in 2024, what a lot of people was doing was they was spending and using their credit cards. It was killing their utilization, so their borrowing ability went away, right? So the banks didn't want to lend to them, and also the cost of living shot up 2 to 3 times as much as the nation average. So what you would have been paying back in 2020 for rent, maybe 1,300, maybe 1,100. Now that same 11, 1,300 could be 2,400 or 2,300, right? And most people are struggling because the cost of living didn't add up to their wages, and then their ability to borrow in a way. So a person with an $8,000 credit card, they maxing that whole thing out to buy groceries. They buying this, they buying that, and they hurting themselves, right? And so, right now, a lot of people just trying to get back. A lot of people trying to get back. I've been at it for a long time, family. I've been at it for a long time, and I told myself wasn't even worth it because there's been days that I wouldn't get approved for what I've been wanting to get approved for, but I kept being patient because now I realized that it became harder because the requirements that the bank wanted was way harder than what it was. Man, listen, we would not be having this conversation in 2019. If I knew what I knew in 2019, we're not having this conversation. Ava Self would have been okay. We wouldn't be having this conversation. But since it's 2024, we got to have this conversation because I have to be transparent. When you hear people say $50,000 with bad credit, lie, or $150,000 with okay credit, lie, what do I need on my report? Are you telling me that these people want to give me, the struggling person who only got $600, who only got 600 credit score, $150,000? Of course not. Oh, well, you got to structure your company. You can structure your company, which is good, but they don't get you the approval because you don't have the profile. You need the profile today. And since we live in a recession and since the whole economy has dropped and declined so much, the lending requirements are very, very hard because remember the banks lose the money as well. Not technically, but they constantly have to do write-offs because of so many debt being going into collections. People not able to maintain their debts. Most people can't pay back their debt, so the bank have to write off, loss. They like, damn, nobody paying back their credit card debt. The country at $1 trillion or a couple $1 trillion in credit card debt alone. That's not including auto loan debt. That's not including foreclosure. That's not including none of that. And that's when understanding how to leverage credit is so important because when I talk about leverage credit, you can leverage it any way. You can leverage it in loans, personal loans. You can leverage it in auto loans, converting them into personal loans. You can leverage it into buying real estate and selling the real estate. You can leverage it into buying real estate and doing a cash out refinance on that real estate. It's so many ways of doing it, but you have to look at it from a business perspective. You cannot look at it from an individualistic, a consumer perspective. So most people think when I say leveraging credit, take your credit cards and just spend your credit cards and buy an item to resell, but you will hurt your utilization. Maybe if you had a business credit card with a $40,000, $30,000 limit and you wanted to go ahead and apply for it, and you get that and you want to use it to buy investment, yes, that's cool. But when we talking about you having But when we talking about, everything else, like you gotta put all that into perspective. You have to put everything into perspective. When I talk about leveraging credit, get as much liquid cash as possible. Organize your credit profile. Make sure you don't have no unnecessary inquiries. Make sure you structure up an LLC that you might have. And I'm gonna make a video explaining how to structure your company because that's very important too. But I do want you to have a structured profile as well. I don't want you to have a sloppy profile and then you trying to structure up your business as if the bank's going to view you any higher than what you expect yourself to be. You have to have a good profile, and you have to have a structured company, and you got to know which banks to go through, and you got to have some good history, and you got to have it all. Ain't nobody playing games no more. They not playing no games no more. And this is gonna be one of the hardest years to borrow. It's gonna be the hardest years to borrow, y'all. It's gonna be one of the hardest years to borrow. And so you gotta be prepared. And then when the economy change and inflation is not so bad, that's when the requirements become easy. That's when most people can get approved. So you got a 700 credit score with minimum of accounts and minimum debt. You can get what you want. But right now, you gotta wait. Building on my EIN, I have 3 trade lines, but I'm trying to rent a house. What's the best trade line to get? You can get any trade line. Now, renting, you can get anything because they all only thing they look at is for your score. They don't look at your profile. Anybody can rent, so you don't got to worry about that. When I get an auto loan check, can I write my mom's name on it, or do the banks ask for the seller name to print? No, no, no. You got to put your mom name on it, and when you get to the bank, they already gonna have it. When they print it out, they're gonna have your mother's name. Why? Peace, King. What's going on? They took my Instagram, fam. Couldn't DM you. It's me, YC and Stunner, if you remember me. Yes, sir. I remember you, bro. Why they took your account? What's your thoughts on zombie debt? Zombie debt good. It's a debt reassignment. I'm doing that right now for a student because he actually bought his debt, and I'm like, look, I'm gonna send in the affidavit, and I'm gonna see what's going on. Sometimes it hits, sometimes it don't. That's the only thing about zombie debt. It's not always guaranteed. That's only at the discretion of the credit bureau. So it's a hit or miss. It's not 100%. It's not always not gonna happen. You get what I'm saying? So like 50-50. So yeah, what's going on, fam? How y'all doing? But yeah, so um, how to get started with credit checks to make money? What do you mean? You talking about explain your question a little better? I don't get it. Yeah, explain it a little better. But yeah, so you got to look at it from a business perspective. You can't come at it any type of way. You got to be intentional on what you're trying to do. I can make a guide for a lot of you guys. That's why I can't wait till that book come out. How to legally rob a bank. I promise y'all, it's gonna be the best book in the world. It's not gonna be no financial book that's gonna touch it because the way I simplify it is gonna make the smartest person feel dumb and the dumbest person feel smart because my whole perspective is simple. It's not complicated. It's not something that's challenging. It's not something that's gonna make you be like, you know, it's gonna be everybody gonna understand it. They're gonna say how people, but people have been doing it forever. It's just the approach of intentionally understanding it, where you benefiting from it, and now you win it. People in this recession, if you got an 800 credit score and you got a strong profile, you might be living good in this recession. Are they living good in this recession? They living good. They are living good, family. Listen, people with strong profiles and they are living good, y'all. Good. I'm talking. Y'all know what living good is? Living good is you can go to the bank. Hey, I need $100,000, ma'am, and I need this for I don't know renovation of my home, and they just say here you go. Or you might say, hey, I just need an unsecured auto loan for 89,000, and they say here you go. Oh, I need a $45,000 auto loan unsecured. They say, here you go, ma'am. You get what I'm saying? No talking, no rush, no nothing. It's just approved, no conditions, approved. Here you go. You need some more money? Okay, let us know when you need some more. People borrowing power went away. When people fell for the tricks of using their credit cards and everything, they swapped that out with their borrowing ability. So now your borrowing power went away. He said 45K in my hands will change my life. I know it would. It'll change a lot of people's life. 45,000 to change a lot of people's life. 10,000. Listen, I know people right now 5,000 to change their life. So 50,000 to definitely change their life. But the thing about it is, I realize when you want it, you will never get it. Not fast, not the way you want it. It's been days I wanted $50,000, but when you get it, you like, man, what? Now I want a quarter million because you gotta get to that position. It just take time. You gonna get it, like you gonna get it. You gonna get it. It just take time. You gotta know how to use credit. You gotta know how to leverage debt, and you gotta win. You know, and we play with credit. That's the thing. You play with it. It's a game. As long as you leveraging it, as long as you making your bills paying on time, and you can borrow as much as you like. There's some people I know with 50 accounts on their credit profile, and they got over $2 to $3 million in debt on their report, and they making excellent payments, and they get approved for everything. This is what people don't understand. They want to give y'all the money, y'all. They want to give it to y'all. They just looking at y'all credit report and it don't seem like y'all want it. They see y'all accounts, they don't want it. They don't want the money. Nobody want it. Wells Fargo will be glad to give anybody who's watching this live $100,000. Because remember, the banks make money from giving out money. They make money from giving out money. It's not about. I'm gonna tell y'all this. It's not about the asset that they give you, right? Let's just say a bank approve you for a loan, an auto loan. Let's just say the auto loan is 150,000. They don't want your car. They want the note because the note is what the value is because they have a pleasure that is responsible for paying back the debt. That's what the banks care about. They can care less about anything else other than that. I got a $5,000 credit card. What's the best way to flip it? If it's personal, don't touch it. If it's personal, don't touch it. Don't touch over 10% of it. 500 is your cap. 500 is your cap. And 250 at least got to get paid off every billing cycle. So you can be on the 5% utilization. If you are struggling, cut that damn credit card up. Cut that damn credit card up in pieces. You don't need that credit card. You gonna treat it bad. You gonna treat it bad. That's what most people do. They treat credit bad. They treat it bad. I know it's kind of dark. I'm going towards the house right now. Right now, family. But look, a lot of y'all treat credit bad, and that's why it's going. That's why the system responding the way it is because nobody is respecting credit. Nobody understands how to use it. Nobody is not using it properly. It's all about algorithm and numbers to the bank and what risk that the bank is taking on. Y'all know. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all know the banks got so smart because a lot of people back then used to use the stated income method where they try to convince the bank that they make more than they make, right? So they might say, I make um they might tell a bank on a credit application that they make 200 to 300,000, but their credit report don't show that. So the bank still decline them. You know? So yeah. Yeah, fam. You gotta understand. Oh boy. Y'all gotta understand. I need to put this on the post. But y'all gotta understand that this stuff is a game.
Family.
Hang it up. Yeah, family. A lot of static, bro. What about the 1099A? I don't deal with it. I don't deal with 1099A. What's the full title of the live? I can't. Um, um, cool, man. Hold on. Can y'all hear me right now? Because I know. Okay, okay. Y'all hear me right now? All right. Yeah, family. I've stopped smoking weed just to get all this shit straight. Going to run this stuff up. Thanks, man. You welcome, family. I hope y'all thrive. Many of y'all would. You said, what should I do with my $50,000 auto loan? I got a process to teach you how to get a clean title for it and how you can sell it if you want to. If you want to just keep paying off on it, it's good too. I promise you, it's good to keep making payments on it and then eventually selling it because you can take it and sell it, and that'd be really good. Yeah, family. So we gotta understand that we gotta learn how to use credit. We gotta know how to leverage it. I got a process for it. You gotta shoot me a text. I can show you how to do it, especially if you gotta especially if it's not in the state of Illinois. I can show you how to get a clean title for it, so you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, that's cool. Tennessee ain't that far from Illinois, so you sure can come out to Illinois to sell it. That's if you want to. Yeah, 5,000. Make sure you don't spend that credit card. Black Family United. How you doing, fam? Peace and love, y'all. Peace and love. My contract has arbitration. Uh, Send it to me. Credit building account. Credit building account like you got Self or Ava or anything like that. That's terrible to have. If anything, it hurts your credit better than help it. I used to get those accounts like Ava and all that stuff, but the way the market looking, them ain't good enough. They ain't good enough. You gotta have auto loans on your credit. Mortgages paid off, mortgages, few auto loans, credit cards, lines of credit, like everything. The whole thing to really start, and then you take off. You know, and I think most people just gotta be patient, relax, y'all. Relax, you gonna get it. You gonna get it. I promise you. Relax. I know you want it. I know you trying to get it. I know it. Everybody want to get it, but you gotta be patient. You gotta be patient. Y'all can't. You can't rush it. You can't rush greatness. You can't just try to, jump past the line. You gotta make sure that you patient with it. No, what I said about obtaining vehicle titles in Illinois is I know how to apply for titles in Illinois, and I know how you can get a title in Illinois, a clean title. And if you want to sell the vehicle, you can. Just make sure you pay the lenders back. Be an honest person to pay them back, so you can build a relationship. I have a rental car business, and it would be great to get the title. Yeah, that'd be real good. But if you're renting a car, there's no reason for you to get the title if you're not going to sell it. There'd be no reason to do it. Yes, when building up the EIN, do you recommend getting a secure card? Yes, from a reliable bank. Yes, correct. You contact me through 224-463-1848. Once again, it is 224-463-1848. All right. All right, family. I gotta go right now. Peace and love, y'all. Um, I want you guys to watch over this video again just to learn, get some information, and just learn. I'm from 51 state, 51st in state in Chicago, right? I have a 650 credit score and a thin profile. Need 15K for an auto loan. That's the best place to look. Yeah, contact me. I got a person who can help you get approved for an auto loan. No payment down, maybe $1,000 down, $500 down. They might ask for, but you need something. I appreciate the gems. Y'all tap in with me. Whoever want auto loans, tap in with me. I got somebody who can help y'all. But don't tap in till like Monday because they don't open till Monday anyway. And tell them that I sent y'all. Say Taquan Williams sent us. Taquan sent us. Just say Taquan. Say Taquan sent us. Taquan sent us. Just so you can have, um, a better chance at getting it. All right. I'm out, family. Peace and love, y'all. My phone number, one more time, is 224-463-1848. Again, it is 224-463-1848. One more time, it is 224-463-1848. My book is still coming out. I'm going to make sure that I prioritize that. It's actually going to be a very, very long book. And just so I don't get off topic, um, I promise y'all, you're not going to be disappointed. You're not going to be disappointed at how to legally rob a bank. Because not only am I going to show you guys how to borrow money, I'm also going to show you guys everything, like every trick of borrowing, every trick of understanding the credit system, every trick of all of it. And so when you come in the game, you're going to know exactly what to do. But I'm out. Peace, y'all. Peace and love. Thank you, Tiffany. I appreciate you, Tiffany. All right. Have a good one.